going to cut it. So I've had 3 different takes. The internet's not working. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so annoying. And this is not my normal, jump onto YouTube. But every now and then I just think, look, you guys might want to see what I'm up to. So last night I made my orange patchouli soap, and I did use the heat transfer method. So for any of you that don't know what the heat transfer method is, it's basically, just having all of your lye. Your lye's really hot, and then you add all of your butters in and you melt it that way, rather than having to put it on a slow cooker or, melting it down, waiting for it to cool. So I did that. But the only problem with that, because I make such a massive batch, is sometimes you can have these little bits of shea butter that don't kind of melt in it, which is okay. It's not the end, is it? But anyway, so that's what happens sometimes. So like I said, it was the heat transfer method I was using. But today I thought I'll show you, these are my new soaps that I've been making. This one is called Orange Patchouli, and it is a part of my collection for this month, because this month I'm making 100 kilos because I just keep selling out and I can't keep up with the soap. But anyway, I've got my little cutter here. I only use a single cutter for those of you that don't know, and I hope you can hear me because I have everything plugged in. I'm sure that you probably can hear me, and let me put a light on. So hopefully that's a little bit better and you can see a bit better now. So I've already got mine, and this particular cutter here, this one I got from Aussie Soap Supplies, if you're looking for a really good cutter. And it's really good. It's just a single cutter, which I prefer. And on the cutter, let me take this off and I'll show you. So on here, just here, it actually gives you, I'll show you like little, if you can kind of see here, and it will give you a dial of, this is in centimeters. So then you basically move this to the right centimeters, and this is right for mine. It just depends on how you want it. So mine is like at 2.3 centimeters wide. So that's how I know. And then if you can see at the end of my soap, it's like a thin, taller kind of soap. It's not a wide soap or anything like that. And most of my customers have said they really love this particular, size. So, and then you go, we've cut it, and that's just the top. And when I first started soap making, everyone, I used to do soap so differently. I really honestly did. And then I sort of thought, oh, this really isn't working. Like it was too wide. There was lots of issues with it. But, and I'm going to show you something as well. So once I've cut it, then what I do is I've got my, this is just a little temporary scale. I have like 3 scales in here, and I'm going to weigh it. Now, we know this isn't cured, so it's going to lose some of its weight. But I actually want mine, so let me just make this go to grams. I'm going to make this little scale go to grams, and I know that I want this to be 120 grams when it cures. So if I put it on here, it says 132 now, which is fine. We want to have about 10, roughly about 10 sort of grams, because it's going to lose, up to 10 or even 20 grams sometimes. So that's why, you've got to be really careful, and make sure you sort of push this towards the back here as well. 100 kilos, Jan. Yeah, I know it is. And you're right. It's such a massive amount of soap. But at the moment, like last month, I think I sold, I'm going to say, look, don't quote me, everyone, but I think it was maybe 500 grams, roughly. 500 bars last month. It was a massive amount. And I thought, look, I need to start to make more, because I was really worried that I just was going to run out of soap. And as we all know, you need 4 to 6 weeks to cure it as well. So then I thought, well, I just needed more soap. And already some of the soap that I've got, I've had people contact me say, can you put some aside? I want that when it's cured, which I don't do that. I just say no. That wouldn't be fair. So they sort of have to wait like everyone else. But, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? You kind of got to do your best to just get it all made. And, and, when I first started, I wasn't selling 1 bar a month, let alone hundreds. So, But this is all, and I did do a video on it. This is from Trade Square, and I'm also on Fair, but I really haven't uploaded and fixed a lot on Fair. But I have joined that one as well. But of course, we're in Australia, so we're a little bit different in Australia. Now, I'm going to count these. I think usually I can get 11 or 12. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars, and a little bit left as well. Oh, why do I prefer the single cutter? Well, the thing with the big cutters, Jen, is when you get them, you can't actually change a lot on your centimeters or whatever on it. So, yeah, that's why I prefer this one. So that way, I'm just going to cut that, and I give those away. I just sort of give them away as samples. But, yeah, so when you've got the larger one, you don't have as much room to actually be able to move your guide as much. So that's basically why I don't like it. Yeah, it's just a personal thing, and I always get this little bit left at the end, so I just sort of cut this up and give this away as samples. I just sort of snip it like this. Yeah, and look, I give away lots of different samples, but I've actually been at the moment designing a sticker, which I will put on Patreon so other people can use it as well. And I'll just take my brand off so you can put your own brand on. And it will be like a sample one. So then all you got to do is literally write in the name and the batch number and stuff like that on it. So I will do one of those for Patreon. But yeah, I'm sort of in the middle of making that sticker. Because I thought we really do need something like that. And I've said this a few times, even if it's a sample, please still leave, something on the sample, like leave information on it. It's a bit tricky. I know we all kind of go, do we or don't we, but I think it's important. And you can see that little brown kind of mark in here? That's just because I added brown and orange. So the main of it is orange. But this will discolour a tiny bit, but not too much. So I don't mind really with the discoloration. And look, you're going to laugh, but I tried to upload 3 times today to this, to this video, and then I had to do like a take 3 because the internet wouldn't work first, and something else went wrong, and I thought, oh no. But anyway, so then I thought, look, take 3. And this is the day that I usually don't upload, but I thought, look, maybe everybody will be interested in something I've got to do. And for anyone in the US, it is, what are we up to here, Jen? We're up to Saturday. So it is Saturday here in Australia, and it's, I don't know, roughly 11 or something. I can't remember the time, in the morning. So because in America or, other countries across the world, you'll be the night before us usually. So, yeah, so with this, I don't know whether you caught the start of what I was saying, but I started doing the heat transfer method with this, and that's when you mix your lye and then you just add in all of your butters and melt it down. But the problem is every now and then you can get bits like I'll show you on the top here. See that little white bit? That is actually some shea butter that hasn't, been mixed in super duper well. It's like a little bit of shea, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You can still sell it like that. It's as long as it's not lye that's doing that, which it isn't. So that's super important as well. And then, of course, I'm going to do these. So when I do my slab, I usually get anything from 63 to 65 bars. Generally, it's about 64, I think. But every now and then, I don't know why, even though it's set up at the same levels, the same centimetres, sometimes, I might have pushed it further over or not pushed it right on the, because there's like a little buffer that you sort of push this bar on. Every now and then, if I don't push it properly, then I'll miss out on 1 bar or something, which is fine. It just becomes a sample. But yeah, so like I said, remember when you're cutting soap, it's not cured. So the curing is going to evaporate some of the water. So, if you want this to be 150 grams, you need to really be cutting this at like 165 or something like that to give it that little bit of cure as well. And I will tell everybody, if you're thinking of doing the heat transfer method, it definitely does not work as well as, melting down your oils and melting down everything and starting that way. I really, especially if you're new, I definitely suggest that you melt down your oils, do your lye, let them all cool, and then start to make it, because the heat transfer method, especially on a really big batch like this, is really hard. When I used to make small batches of the baby soap, the heat transfer method is fine. Like, it's no problem at all doing it that way as well. And you'll see in here there's some more brown bits on this bit. And this one is orange patchouli. I've already made this month such massive amounts of soap. I think in the last week I've done 24 kilos. So it's crazy. And I only actually have one slab mold, so I don't have more than one. So I have to let one do its bit and then continue. And now, if you can see how I'm cutting it, it's easy to cut. It's not super hard. Now, I made this soap maybe just a bit over 24 hours ago. And I usually cut them and I stamp them within 1 or 2 days. So sometimes I've heard lots of people say they don't stamp for 2 weeks. But I do, because my bars, because mine are a vegan, they have a higher content of cocoa butter and shea butter in them. That means that they will go harder faster. So, and then they're harder to stamp. Sometimes when you try and stamp them when you've left it too long, it will literally just crack the soap or just, rip shards off. So it's not worth doing that. I definitely suggest, that you stamp it straight away. And you don't need anything fancy. My little stamper, this is mine, and it's just got, the acrylic on this back. I actually got mine from Etsy. There was a lady called the Crafty Burrito. Oh, hi, Kim. Yes, it is a bit of an extra live. Like I said, I'm trying to be good and do more videos for you guys after I was sick, and I didn't do too many, you'll notice as well. But today I did do a Patreon, a little bit of a blurb today, because I'm going to create a special discount on the 8th, around the 8th of August every year, because that is my dad's birthday on the 8th of August, and I'm hoping to be able to set something up so that I can donate some money. And it's very close to my heart. I've known many people, including teenagers, that have passed away from blood cancer.